So this is we're going to do the project, the second version layout, layout 2 for your class project. But at the same time, I am wanting to cover Bootstrap with you with this concept with it as well. So as we go through here, as we do the layout for number 2, I will include a lot of the discussion and lecture material with what is a bootstrap and all that with it. So to get started, I like for you to open up Visual Studio, your code, and I have a folder called project, and I want to just right mouse click in it and create a file. And inside of that, I'm sorry, not a file. What I need for you is right mouse click on it and create a folder, to be exact. So if you can create a second folder and call this folder, let's call this folder portfolio layout 2. Okay, and this is going to be your inside of this folder. I like for you to right mouse click on it and just click a new file and call this layout 2.html for me. Alright, so it looks like this right now. So as we go through here, I like for you to just follow along with what we're about to cover with you in here as well with it. So like anything, you want to start with your skeleton, and let's get that started with it. And you hit if you did explanation, hit tab. It automatically puts in your document with it, or you're welcome to type in your entire skeleton right now with it, and however you want to do this with it. So I'm going to click on the M abbreviation with it, so it's up to you with it as well. Alright, so let's start with that. And have your head section. Inside your head section, you should have your title section, title tag. So let's call this one layout 2. Alright. And then you have your body section. Okay, so just a preliminary, just a framework that we have as layout 2 with it. Let me just close out the past exercise here with it as well. Alright, so just to give you a heads up on what we're about to do with it. Let me talk to you about a little bit about Bootstrap and how it all works with it. Okay, there are going to be solo series in this with it. So let me show you, here's a nice thing about it. A Bootstrap is something, you think about it, there's you have all the CSS that's already predefined already. It's on a server, and the server has a lot of stuff that you can be using the code with it. That's what Bootstrap is. So you're using this little CSS file that's stored on a server, and the server is I'm going to provide this file for you on the server, or you can use whatever the current file is, and you could download this file as well with it. But it's a file that's on a server and everyone will have access to. All right. So I'm going to let me open up my notepad so we can actually have something to look at the same time. So what is a Bootstrap with it? And a lot of you hear this, and this is another type of technology. It's actually developed by Instagram back in the 2004, 2005, and it's going through several iteration with it as well. So it's basically a front-end framework. It allows the programmers to see and do a lot of coding with web development with it. And again, the intention is to have you use the code that's on the server with it, and you don't have to redo any new code with it. The second thing I want you to know about Bootstrap is you got to have an HTML and a CSS based template for any typography, forms, or buttons, or tables, navigation, modals, your image carousel, to many other. Everything is all designed for you, including the JavaScript as well. So that's the second thing I like for you to know, is that that Bootstrap, there's an entire framework that you can reuse with it and all these features that comes with it. All right. And the third thing about the nice thing about Bootstrap is that it's responsive design. Like anything in today's world, we have devices and all type of devices out there with it. So it's responsive with whether it's on a phone, whether it's on a tablet, whether in a workstation. It's all type of design with it as well. So those of you who don't know, reminding you what is responsive design is, it's basically your web page responds basically to the device with it. All right. So just to keep you in tune, this is the current technology with it. You can crank out a web page really easy with the whole responsive design with it as well. So let me start with you on that note with it, and the part that you got to have in your code, it's called the CDA, the Content Delivery Network with it, CDN part with it. So let me show you what that looks like. This is just a little snippet code that you would actually put in your head section, and everything is pointing to this file. All right, you got to have this right here. So this is what's called the CDN, Content Delivery Network with it. So what do you need? Bootstrap will need the following. So you're going to need the CDN, content delivery. That's what's going to be delivered on there, and it's a set of code that's pointing to the server and all the links with it as well. The second thing is you do need a HTML document with this as well. So you do need some sort of environment that the web page needs to look at with it. So that's basically the two things. Of course, is it's all CSS design with it as well. So everything that we do is all CSS and onward outward with it as well. So some terminology that we're about to do. So I'm going to do a layout with you, and let's talk about this content delivery network that we're about to talk to you about here. So it looks like this. Looks like this. Mouse over here. Looks like this. Everything is in, you give a character set, you tell it the scale size of your viewport and your device. Your style sheets is off of this particular Bootstrap website, and they tell you to go to the CSS path and directory. And then you have the two JavaScript that you got to have. So that's the other piece, is that it's running on JavaScript and some of the stuff that you're going to see, and it's written for you already. That's the nice thing about it on these things. So it's actually, the CDN is actually these three files right here. That's all you really need. But the responsive is also including that, so with a different keyboard. So these 5 links right here should do it with it. So keep that in mind with as we go along with this as well. Now, as I go through this, I'm going to explain how the Bootstrap work and how the columns work, and everything in a web page have to add up. The magic number is 12. 12 is the magic number, okay? So as we go through this, keep that in mind, and how you want to space and do your layout from your layout to your responsive page with it. All right. So let me pause the video right now. It ends part 1. Okay, ends part 1 right now of the Bootstrap of the class project.